as well as our mental health. And Jenny Cornell from Northland Health Centers is here. She's going to guide us through what that looks like. Good morning, Jenny. Thank you for being here.
Good morning. Yes, thanks for having me.
There is a feeling of renewal, and it doesn't even matter so much on the weather. When the calendar says first day of spring, it just seems like there's a mental part of it that comes with it that just gives us a little boost.
Yeah, it's almost like a little switch that comes on. We're like, oh, this is the time to be excited now.
All right, now we're coming off of, to me, it was a perfect weekend in the sense of the weather.
Yes.
Granted, it wasn't real warm. We were in the 50s, I think, but the sun was shining. When we were coming back from South Dakota on Saturday, we were looking for a cloud. We couldn't find one. It was that clear of a sky.
Yeah.
That really helps too, doesn't it? The extended sunlight that we see this time of year.
Yeah, that natural light can be just a huge boost for us and our serotonins, and helping us just get that feeling, a sense of that vitamin D, right? That sense of a lightness in our life and airiness, and reducing some stress on our shoulders, like the open sky. It makes things feel like it's so open that there isn't anything like closing in on us.
I felt like we were in Montana because it looked like big sky country as we were driving without any clouds. You know, I remember who told me this. It was a medical person that said, don't wear sunglasses. You know, especially in the spring when you've been maybe cooped up for much of the winter. Don't wear sunglasses because the vitamin D soaks in through your eyes. Is there truth to that? I would assume there is.
I believe there is. Vitamin D is just awesome for us all over with that. And how much we get through our eyes, I'm not sure, but I have heard some statements like that as well.
How much correlation is there between physically, whether it be your desk or your kitchen or your home in general, the correlation between physically decluttering things and getting some order to it and your mind being decluttered?
Yes, our physical space can have a big impact on our mind. If we're in an environment that feels cluttered or closed in or limited space, that can feel very disempowering. Like things are coming at us, things are out of our control. But when we have it organized and in a space that we like it, and everybody's going to argue what's organized and what's not organized, whatever, you do you know, find a way that works for you, of having it feel organized. That gives us a sense of that calmness and control, like we have a plan. It kind of takes away that chaos feeling that sometimes having the extra pair of shoes here, or the pile of mail on the table, or, you know, just daily life and living life, how that can add up on us. And after a while, it adds up and it can feel very cluttered and limiting for our space and our mind.
It's not just at home either. It's your desk, it's your work area, the whole thing. I mean, once you've taken the time to declutter your desk, it just, for me anyway, it's a boost, and you feel like you're much more efficient at work.
Yeah, it feels like I can focus a little more. If I have a big pile of stack on my desk, you know, I get that feeling of you know, something's coming at me. So I like to have everything less is more for me at work. Now at home, that might be different. But
exactly. All right,
got to figure it out.
As I was driving around yesterday and doing different things, there were so many people out for walks. And again, Krista and I were talking about this. It wasn't warm in the sense of like a June day yesterday, but it was just a beautiful day. Getting outside and doing something is big too to help your mind.
Yes, that physical activity can help us increase the endorphins, right? The movement, the natural happy kind of feeling with that, and the light of getting out there. And with that lower temperature, sometimes getting out and walking, it doesn't feel as hot as those June days when you're out doing that walk. That sunlight gives us that feeling of warmth, even though there is warmth, but we also feel warmer just seeing the sunlight. And that's a huge boost for our mental health.
Sure, and I think that if this is something that you're going, you know what, it's nice now, I'm going to start getting outside more, I'm going to, whether it be gardening or walking or biking or whatever, it's probably a good idea not to tell yourself, all right, I'm going to bike 4 hours a day, 7 days a week. You want to keep it small enough so that you can find some achievement.
Yes, starting out small helps us to build that consistency, because whenever we're trying to change habits, we need to have it over and over a day. You know, they say, I think it takes 28 consecutive days to develop and have a new habit. And so starting small makes it feel a lot more obtainable.
Sure.
Same thing with our mental health.
So if you're out on a walk or a bike ride or whatever it is, a lot of people like to listen to music, whether that be to help you set the pace or whatever. But it's also a great time to practice mindfulness. Is mindfulness something you can do while there's music going? Should you try and keep it quiet so you can do that? What would you recommend?
I think you could do whatever you choose to do. Mindfulness is the art of focusing on that one thing and being present in the moment. So, you know, if you're out walking in nature, you may want to be mindful of where you're walking, watch for holes or those dips or those uneven pavement, the type of things. You don't want to get an injury, anything like that. Or you can focus on step and not walk and listen to the music as you're there. But it's the art of focusing and being present in the moment and having yourself do that that helps ground us and helps keep us in that more calm and reassuring state of mind that gives us that empowerment and that control feeling.
I told you time was going to go quickly
Yes, it
here.
does.
There are a couple more steps I want to talk about really, really quick. Socializing. Don't overdo it, what you're comfortable with, but make sure you're with other people.
Yeah, connect with other people of what you're comfortable for. You know, a lot of people want to have that quiet time, but we also need that social connection because that can boost us up. Doesn't mean we have to be social butterflies, but one friend, make a phone call, some kind of connection that way.
Couple of other things I want to ask you about. One of them, be patient with yourself. Don't try and, scold yourself if things don't go the way you wanted them to. Be thankful, but also take a break from screen time.
Yes, the constant barrage of all these alerts, social media, the different news can be very jarring to our mental health and can reduce that sense of calmness and a coolness that we can get when we de-stimulate.
Yeah, and we're hearing more and more about that. Try and limit your screen time. It's a really good idea. Jenny, thank you so much. Northland Health Centers, they're there. They're online. Nice website. If you have any questions, check it out and get a hold of Jenny and the crew down at Northland Health Centers. Thank you so much. We appreciate it.